What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing on the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Tuesday. It is September 10th. We are back with another video. If you've never been here before, we have giveaways. 2 ways to win every single day. Like the video, be a YouTube subscriber, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance at a free week of FTA+. Now, that includes a week of MLB, NASCAR, PGA, MMA, NFL, NBA once it's back. If the video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a chance at a free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. The second way to win, somewhere in this video, there will be a keyword that I will say, keyword or key phrase. Listen for it, type it in, and have a chance to win a free week on top of it. So you could win both times. It'll really just depend on if there are multiple people different, the more people that comment, the more chances different people have to win. So the least amount of people that comment, you have a good chance to win. So again, do not spam the comment section. That doesn't do well for the video. So, 1 or 2 comments a person, not a ton of comments. That being said, so we're going to do things differently. We're just going to, and we've done this before, and feedback has been good. I haven't heard anything worse. So if you guys are interested, and this is the way you want to go, we can start to do just like our top 5 players at each position as we break down in the video. Because NFL is taking a ton of time, and it is here, and that's what everyone really wants to see. But I'm going to show you, we're working on our old matchup tool that we did not use last year, that we're going to use this year, and it's going to help us break down the slates, even the main slates, even better. So if you've been with us for at least 2 years to 3 years, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this matchup tool. So on the screen, you can see it's got the defense. It's got what they allowed in week, for the season, but obviously we're only going off of 1 week right now. And then we're able to sort it by, depending on, and you can see this is each position. So you can see quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. And then you can sort it by if you're playing on DraftKings, if you're playing on Fanduel, to see, like, if you look for week 2. Matthew Stafford, according to this, the Cardinals obviously gave up a ton of fantasy points to Josh Allen in week 1. So in theory, he would be number 1. But then you go down, you see Indianapolis Colts gave up this amount of points. That's now Malik Willis, who is now playing for Jordan Love. So you can go back and forth there, or you can sort it by FanDuel, because the pricing, it's a little bit different. And you can go through and see who might have good games, and we can go and discuss all of this information. So when we're building the video out for the NFL each week and we break the slate down, we are going to use this matchup tool. So this does take a ton of time. Obviously, quarterbacks are very easy to do because you have 1. But running backs, you could have, and this is what I'm working on right now, you could have 3 that make sense. Or, 1, the Eagles have Barkley, like we know that's going to be Barkley. Raiders, should have been Madison, but Zamir White was there. He outpaced him. A lot of things are here, so we are going to cover it. And if you've been with us before, it's a lot of work. It's all hand done. I don't know how to scrape to formula to do all this, so I'm doing this by hand. So I'm working on this right now. So if you guys like it, make sure you check out our NFL content as well. So this does take a lot of time. Obviously, we have the rankings that take a lot of time. We have the cheat sheet and everything else that takes a lot of time. We're still going to have the Thursday night breakdown, the Sunday night breakdown, showdown, and the Monday night, along with some bets that we like for the week. So that being said, we are going to do the baseball videos this way. If you like it and you want us to continue it, we definitely will. So the plan is to do about 5 players at each position that we like. At the end of the video, we do the pitches be crazy. And then at the very end, we do all of the batters have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating today, according to our early simulation model. So that's the plan, and that's what we're going to do moving forward. So hopefully you guys stick around, and we can rock and roll. So let's have our giveaways. Yesterday's video, we just barely scraped 50 likes, so we are going to have a giveaway for 1 free week of FTA+. Now, we are going to roll it twice. So even if, so the comment yesterday, or the phrase was mom's basement. So Alabama Jones, you did get that, but we're going to re-roll it because this was only for hitting 50 likes. So Alabama, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Say you are the daily winner for 9-10. And if you have a username on the website, let me know that. If you do not have a username on the website, I need a username you would like to use and an email. Don't just give me an email because it'll take more time. So username and email if you do not already have it. So we're going to re-roll it, and Alabama Jones could win technically 2 weeks here if he wins this one with that. So Brian Tate, Mom's Basement, congratulations. Brian, email me, and we will get you that free week. I know you have an account on the site, so let me know your username on the site. Use the subject line as 9-10 or September 10th keyword winner or something like that. So again, as always, these are videos are sponsored by Outlier.bet, and we can always look into some bets in here as well. So that being said, we're going to cover the main slate. More people play the main slate than the early 4-game slate. So if you want to check out everything else out in the Discord, we go through props that we like. We go through the core plays that we like. We go through any questions, comments, and concerns, and everything like that. It is down below. It is completely free. So that being said, we are going to cover our top 5 pitchers on the slate right now. So we look through this. My number 1 at the moment is Pablo Lopez going up against the Angels. So we see his splits. He's faced them once this year. Did get the dub in that one. Did give up 4 earned runs, but at 8 Ks, 20.3 fantasy points against them. Pitching at home, he is a little bit better at home, 3.98 compared to 4.11. His game against the Angels came back on April 28th. They won 11-5. So, yeah, he did very well. His price has gone down just a little bit. I like his matchup there. That's where I'm looking at for the matchup there. I don't mind him at 9,100. Everyone's going to be on Yamamoto. Everyone's going to be on Amanaga. I get that. So we're going to save a little bit of money, go with him at number 1. Number 2 is Yamamoto. This one's, we're kind of here. He allowed 3 earned runs. Yeah, so the only problem, he hasn't pitched since June 15th, and he could be on a pitch restriction. So his price is 9,500. I might have decided just right now I'm off of Yamamoto. So we're off of him. So number 1, I've got Pablo Lopez. Number 2, I've got Amanaga. Now, I understand he's going up against the Dodgers. The Dodgers have been beatable this year. He is very expensive. He's already faced them once this year. Only lasted 4 innings and only 3 Ks. I don't know why it was that small of a sample there, but sub 3 ERA. For whatever reason, the Dodgers have been, some games they've been unhittable. And they just can't get a hit off people. So Amanaga, I've got number 2. Number 3, Yu Darvish. So Yu Darvish comes in. He's got the best matchup, according to Pitchers Be Crazy, against Seattle. Seattle strikes out the most out of any team. The problem, his last 3 starts have been nothing. So obviously 2 starts were back in May, and then his last start in September, 2.2 innings. For whatever reason, he went 63 pitches in 2.2 innings, 4 strikeouts. Now, again, we're getting to the part of the season where I'm only strictly doing tournaments because cash gets a little bit crazy. You got all these September call-ups, and then you got these teams that are playing these players that have never played before. So Seattle, you don't know the lineup that's going to come out there. In his career, he's had success. He has not faced them this year, though. But we look at this. He's pitching on the road, which he has a 1.59 ERA, only 3 starts, so it's very skewed. He's missed the majority of the season. But again, to be honest with you, the pitching today on this main slate is not very good. It's not ideal. So I've got Yu Darvish as number 3. Number 4 that I'm looking at is Zach Gallen. Now, he's going up against Texas. He has not faced them before. They're a bad hitting team compared to what we saw last year. He's coming off a fantastic start against San Francisco, which we took him in, 31.1 fantasy points. He's pitching at home, does have a little bit better ERA, 3.63, but comparable to 3.75. So I would look at Zach Gallen here at number 4. Then number 5 is really up in the air. I want to say Arrighetti, because he's got a great matchup against Oakland. He's already faced them, but the problem is he's faced them 3 times this year. 16 innings, 9 earned runs, does have 15 strikeouts, but only averaging 12.7, and he's coming off of that game where he minus 9.3, had a 40 ERA in that game. 0.2 innings against the Reds in Cincy, where I did say we didn't like him. So, it's a stretch to put him against Oakland because they have had success against him. Then you've got George Kirby. George Kirby comes in. He has not faced San Diego this year. San Diego does hit righties well. Coming off a great game against Oakland, then not a good game against LA, not a good game against San Francisco. That's the problem. Like, there's not a ton of great pitching options. You could go Chris Bassett. We did like Chris Bassett yesterday, but then they moved him. So I think he's going to be my 5th one. For whatever reason, they moved him back a start. Not the best start against Philly, but they're a great hitting team. I would use Chris Bassett here in Toronto against this Mets team as my number 5 pitcher. That brings us to the catcher position today. So right off the bat, I am looking at William Contreras, number 1, against Hayden Birdsong. I just like what he brings to the table. He's got 21 bombs. Seems like every time I look at the box score, he's got at least 1 home run. So we're going to go over all of these, but if you want to see all of the projections, you want to see all of everything on the cheat sheet, click the links down below, FTA Plus right here, and you can sign up. Now, this is going to be first come, first serve, but we're going to do something special. We've already burned the coupon codes out, but this is today only, special today only. 10 coupons. And by coupons, I mean if you email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, we're going to give 10 yearly passes away for $50. Today only. So the first 10 people that email me that are interested, I will give you either PayPal, Venmo, CashApp, and we'll go through there. So if you guys are interested in that, the first 10 that email me, I will give that to you guys. A year pass, normally $200, get it for $50 today only. So it will really depend on who is listening to this video today. Number 2 for catcher, I've got Adley. But looking at this, I don't know what's going on with him. Going up against Boston, going up against Cutter Crawford. He does have a home run in 9 games this year. He's averaging only 5.7 fantasy points. But again, this is in Boston, so I like this a little bit better than what we've got there. Number 3, I've got Austin Wells. Now, hopefully he's playing. He's been absolutely on fire. Coming off a massive game yesterday with a home run and a double with 4 RBIs. 4,500. He is still at that price. He's got a great matchup here against Seth Lugo. So I've got him number 3. Number 4, I've got Ryan Jeffers going up against Griffin Canning. I really like what he brings to the table here. And number 5, if he plays Will Smith going up against Amanaga. So those are my top 5 catchers for today. First base for today. He is day-to-day. I'm not really sure. Foul ball off his toe. Okay, so if he is in, I do like his matchup. So I've got Vladdy number 1. Now, it will really depend if he's in there. Number 2, I've got Shohei Ohtani. At least on DraftKings, you can play him first base and outfield. I think on Fanduel, you can only play him in the outfield. Number 3, I've got Josh Naylor. Hopefully he's playing. Did I miss him? Josh Naylor at 4,500 going up against Jonathan Cannon. I like him number 3. Number 4, I've got Goldie. Now, will really depend on what he's bringing to the table, but I do have Goldie at number 4. And number 5, actually, I have Salvador Perez. Now, we had him as one of our home run picks yesterday. Hit a home run. Had a pretty good game. 4 for 4 yesterday. That was against a lefty. Now this is against Marcus Stroman, so you never know. But I do like Salvi Perez here in this matchup in Yankee Stadium. Whether or not it's lefty-righty matchup, it doesn't matter to me. I like his matchup going up against Marcus Stroman at home, who does struggle at home. Was that 5? 1, 2? Yeah, okay. Second base. Depending on where we're at, I've got Altuve number 1 against Beto. Very expensive, 5,500. I get that, but I love his matchup here. Number 2 might be a little bit surprising, but Bryce Terang going up against Hayden Birdsong. I like that. Number 3, I've got Andres Jimenez going up against Cannon. Number 4, I've got Marcus Semien against Gallen. And number 5, Ketel Marte going up against Nate Eovaldi. So Marte is very expensive. He's been off the IL 2 games, so this will be his 3rd game. He's only played 2 games against the Texas Rangers this year. 8 at-bats, no hits. So this one's a little bit different, but we saw that Nate Eovaldi didn't have his best stuff his last start. So I've got Ketel Marte there if you want to look in that direction. Or if you want to, not pay up so much, could look at maybe Zach Gelof against Spencer Arrighetti today. Third base, number 1, Jose Ramirez against Cannon. Absolutely love what he brings to the table. 11 games, 3 home runs against the White Sox this year. He's got 34 on the year so far. Number 2, I actually like Jazz Chisholm here against Seth Lugo. Now, Jazz gets on base, gets stolen bases. So I like that. If he gets on base, he's almost guaranteed to get a stolen base. So we've got him, number 2. Let me pause real quick. I need a cough. Okay, excuse me. No. Hopefully my voice is back for the most part. Number 3, I've got Rafi Devers going up here against Albert Suarez. Splits-wise, now, he's slowed down a little bit, but 281 batting average. Coming off a pretty good game with 3 of 5 yesterday. I like what he brings to the table. Here he's at home. 10 games against Baltimore this year, has 2 home runs, averaging 9.8 fantasy points per game, which is exactly what we need out of a third baseman. Number 4, I've got Royce Lewis going up against Griffin Canning. And number 5, I've got Alex Bregman going up against Osvaldo Bido. Moving to the shortstop position today. Now, Bobby Witt Jr. is very expensive. I've got Gunnar Henderson going number 1 here. So number 1, 6,600 or 6,400. You're going to save a little bit. Number 2 is Bobby Witt Jr. Now, he did have a down game yesterday against a lefty. He is a stud. If he gets on, he could steal bases. He could also hit home runs, take it opposite field. So I've got Bobby Witt Jr. number 2. Number 3, I've actually got Lindor. Number 4, I've got Elly De La Cruz. And number 5, I've got Willy Adames going up against Hayden Birdsong. So as you can see, this kind of trend, I really like Milwaukee as a stack today for sure. Outfield, we've got going on. Number 1, right now, I've got Kyle Tucker. Game logs coming off a great game again. He had 2 months off, came back. He's had positive fantasy points both of those games. Had 1 for 2 with 2 runs and a walk and an RBI in that game there. It's in Houston. I like Kyle Tucker number 1. Number 2 is Juan Soto. Now, he has kind of slowed down lately overall. 1 for 2 yesterday, but had 3 walks in that game against Kansas City. So, got on base there with the walks. But home runs, it's been a minute since he's had a home run. It's been a week since he's had a home run. So I think he could get that here. Number 3 is Yordan Alvarez versus Bido. Number 4 is Aaron Judge, who it has been a while since Judge has had a home run. It has been since August 25th. He does not have a home run. Really thought he was going to break his record. I mean, he could get hot at any time, but it has been a stretch since he's had a home run. So he is due. I mean, he's had positive fantasy points in those games, just hasn't had that big game. So I do have Judge at number 4. Number 5, I got Jarren Duran. 6, Corbin Carroll. And number 7, I've got Mookie Betts, who's coming off a pretty good game yesterday. 307 batting average, 23 fantasy points, 2 for 4, a home run, 3 RBIs. You see he's had positive fantasy points since coming off the IL. Every single game, let's see. August 15th, he did every game but 1, he has had positive fantasy points, and that's what we like to see. So there you go. That is the 5 pitchers, 5 at each position, and 7 outfielders. If you want to see even more from our cheat sheet, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. It is now time for Pitches Be Crazy. We've already talked about this, but number 1 is Yu Darvish versus Seattle. Number 2 is Kiter Montero versus Colorado. Number 3 is Albert Suarez at Boston. 4 is Adam Oller at Pittsburgh. And number 5 is Ranger Suarez versus the Tampa Bay Rays. So again, that's Yu Darvish, Kiter Montero, Albert Suarez, Adam Oller, and Ranger Suarez. Now, some of these might not make sense. Like, Yu Darvish, don't know how deep he's going to go into this game, so he's got to get those strikeouts early. But if he could do it, it is against this Seattle team. Now, that being said, all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating, we're going to do that right now. Aaron Judge, number 1 against Lugo. Number 2 is Bobby Witt Jr., same game. Number 3 is Marcus Semien. 4 is Jose Ramirez. 5 is Parker Meadows. 6, Tommy Pham. 7, Salvi Perez. 8, Mookie Betts. 9, MJ Melendez. 10, Matt Olson. 11, Spencer Steer. 12, Juan Soto. 13, William Contreras. 14, Michael Conforto. 15, Riley Green. 16, Wilyer Abreu. 17, Hunter Renfroe. 18, Lars Nootbaar. And number 19, Carson Kelly versus Bradley. So, versus Zach Gallen. So those are the 19 players currently that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. We are still waiting on a couple of pitchers to be confirmed. We are still waiting on some weather. If anything of that updates, we will update the simulations and we will put that on the website under the MLB tab and the MLB DFS simulation models. So you can check those out for sure. So if we were just to go, so we'll do a new segment, a betting segment real quick using outlier.bet, which is our sponsor. So definitely, if you guys want to sign up, the links are down below. You sign up for the regular package, you're going to get a 7-day free trial. It's $20 a month. We're going to give you a free month on top of that. If you do the pro package, you get a 7-day free trial to check out the entire pro package. If you enjoy that, sign up after 7 days. It is $130 a month, and we will give you 3 months free, which is a $90 value on top of that. So that being said, if we're just doing the top 3 batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating according to our AI simulations, and let's do overs, and we'll do total bases. So we'll do total bases. I missed it. Where's bases? There. Total bases, and we'll go Judge. So if we were to go over 1.5 bases, you get it on DraftKings at -110. You get it even money on Fanduel at +110. So, oops, did not mean to go out there yet. I'm going to add Aaron Judge to that. Now, if you look at Aaron Judge, and this is what I love about Outlier, you can go in and see what he's done. His last 5, 40% of the time. His last 10, 30% of the time. 2024, 52% of the time. Head-to-head, 50% of the time. So, again, we look at this. You can even couple that with looking at like BVP. So if you are interested in BVP, you can come down here, Yankees against Seth Lugo. This is what I love. It's all inclusive in this website. You can go and look at Aaron Judge, 0 for 5 against him. So he hasn't had success, but according to simulation models, he is in store for a good game. So we will go with that, number 1. Number 2, Bobby Witt Jr. Go with Bobby Witt Jr. Over 1.5 bases. We're going to click into that. You can see that, or if you go back, you can see on FanDuel it's -130, on DraftKings it's -135. So we'll go into this line. You can see 50% of his last 10 games, he's gotten that. Did not have it yesterday. Last 5 is 40%, last 20 is 60%. Head-to-head on the year, 73% of his games this year, he has gotten that. So if you go head-to-head, you can see all of that. Check all of it out. We love to see it. We can add that to our bet slip. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add it to our picks. And then number 3, it says Marcus Semien. You can go with Marcus Semien against Gallen, or you can go Jose Ramirez versus Cannon. I think I'm going to go Jose Ramirez in this one. Jose Ramirez against Cannon, over 1.5 bases, 20% of his last 10. So he struggled a little bit. He is down a little bit here, but he's got a great matchup here. Add that to your picks. You add it here. You can see that you can do all 3 of 3. So obviously Judge and Witt are part of the same game, so you'd have to same game parlay that, and then add a third leg to Jose Ramirez. And let me pause the video while I sign in to DraftKings Sportsbook, because what I love, you click add to bet slip, it takes you out to the Sportsbook. Now it's going to sign me out. I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to show you what the odds are for these 3 plays. Okay, so if you look at this, if you were to just do the same game parlay with Judge and Witt for 2+ bases for both of them, plus 214. Add the leg of Jose Ramirez at -110. You get the odds of a 3-man parlay or 3-player parlay, $4.99. So $4.99, take $10. win $49, obviously. Split that in half with 5. Go on. Whatever your bet, we don't unit shame here at Fantasy Team Advisors. So whatever you guys bet, check it out. If you have any questions about anything we went over, those are just some of the bets that I like. There will be more under the MLB tab and under the MLB prop bets. So we usually have like 5 to 7 a day. Just depends on the day if we do like it. So that being said, that is the MLB video for today. Make sure you check out everything else on the site. The rankings are going to be out for week 2 tomorrow. The video hopefully will be out by Wednesday. We'll have a Thursday night showdown breakdown just like we did Monday, Sunday night, Friday, and Thursday night. We're going to have those breakdowns for you. So make sure you hit that bell notification so you guys know when these videos are out there. Obviously, clicking on ads supports us way more than you know. Been mulling the idea of doing memberships here on YouTube. Would love to know your guys' idea. And on top of that, I have a poll going on. I want to see the majority of people if you guys use some of our content. So if you go to the Discord, it's a free Discord. Click the link down below. Take the polls in the general chat. I would absolutely, it will help me immensely. So I'll put it that way. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck today. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.